Our team, good afternoon, future leaders. Today we will share with you an interesting leadership case about James Riady. James Riady is one of the visionary and charismatic business leaders. He is considered as one of successful leaders who maintained positive reputation despite the various challenges faced. Our team members are Bambi, Charles, Faris, Han, and Long.
Leadership can be divided as a process through which an individual, mainly the leader, inspires and influences others, one or group of people, to work sedulously towards achieving common goal or task. This presentation will analyze the background and the activities and processes that has been done by James Riady and his company. The information from the case will be analyzed and used to justify three questions, which are: 1. What is the leadership style of James Riady? What source of power and influence does James Riady possess? And is he a transformational leader or transactional leader?
Before we answer the questions, let us give you some backgrounds about the case. He is son of the founder of Lipo Group, Mukhtar Riady. Currently, he is the chairman for the group's Indonesian operations and deputy chairman of the Lipo Group, while his father retained the CEO position. Lipo Group is known for establishment of Lipo Karwasi village that has all needed infrastructure such as housing, state, with hospital and university. Additionally, it employs over 35,000 employees across Asia in operations such as financial and medical services, as well as media businesses. Riady faced a number of leadership challenges during his career. One of these is in 2001 when he pleaded guilty for his actions of conspiracy towards campaigns of Bill Clinton and other U.S. Democratic. Furthermore, the group has been involved in many disputes with former partners and business rivals, which can prove challenging when he hopes to preserve a good reputation. Additionally, he faces challenges from Muslim groups and those who are worried ethic Chinese business people. However, he built a positive reputation by promoting education. His family manages the largest private education foundation with nearly 40,000 students in Southeast Asia and funds thousands of Indonesian local schools and teachers training college. In 2011, he honored for his leadership abilities at Indonesian Property and Ban Awards. He also respected as philanthropist and business leader. Finally, he contributed to Indonesia's economic growth from year 2000 and onwards. Now, we would like to share with you a video about the Lipo Groups.
Developer. 60 years ago, a Chinese Indonesian called Mukhtar Riady moved to Jakarta with dreams of banking. 3 decades later, he transformed its banking landscape and laid foundations for Panin Bank, Lipo Bank, and Indonesia's now largest private bank, BCA. So he moved to real estate and used that same financial acumen to build Lipo into the largest listed property developer of the world's 4th most populous nation. Then he took on education, building schools for Indonesia's young population and creating Universitas Pelita Harapan, now with 15,000 students and ranked best in class. And as Asia boomed, next generation Riadys helped Lipo meet Indonesia's exciting new needs. Malls for an expanding middle class, media for transparency, infrastructure for enhanced communication, banks and funds for wealth and job creation. As Indonesia gained the respect of investors far beyond its home nation, so did Lipo. Today, a Lipo Group company owns the US Bank Tower in LA and landmark properties around the globe. Lipo began as a family business with global dreams and became a global business for every stage of family life. And as it keeps growing, the principles that delivered success to Dr. Riady from 1954 will always be at the Lipo Group core.
Question 1. What characteristics of the various leadership styles outlined in this chapter are evident in James Riady? First of all, leadership style can be defined as the repeated form of behaviors demonstrated by a leader. There are two broad approaches toward leadership styles: traditional and contingency approaches. Let's take a look on each approach and see how it relates to our case. Traditional approach, as most studies stated, focused on 2 dimensions of leadership styles: task orientation and relationship orientation. Task-oriented leader is the one who concerns primarily on the accomplishments of the task, such as run show. On the other hand, relationship-oriented leader concerns mainly on the people doing the work, such as Julia Gillard. Earlier studies argued that employees of relationship-oriented leaders were more satisfied and productive than those working for task-oriented leaders. However, later researchers proposed that the most effective leaders were high in both concerns for people and task. The leadership grid of Robert Black and Jane Morton describes one of the popular versions of the latest studies as shown in the figure. Contingency approach states the effectiveness of leadership depends on both the context of leadership and the leadership style adopted by the leader. Thus, a successful leader should be able to apply different leadership styles in different situations, that is, the most effective style in a particular situation. Contingency approaches describe the circumstances for leadership success in different situations. James Riady is considered as one of successful leaders who employed a mixture of leadership styles. Following are the main leadership styles that Riady applied during his career. The first model is the Fiedler's contingency model. This model reveals that successful leader is the one who can match between situational demands and leadership style, namely task-oriented or relationship-oriented. Fiedler also admits that person's leadership style is difficult to change as it is part of his or her personality. Therefore, instead of training a person to perform different style, putting someone with the best fit style for a particular situation is more effective. The following figure shows which style is preferred for different situations according to the Fiedler's model. When looking into the case, one can tell that Riady used this model when he changed location from USA to Indonesia. He believed that he needs to modify his style to fit into the new market environment and the cultural differences. The second contingency approach is the Hersey-Plange situational leadership model. This model indicates that successful leaders adapt their style according to followers' maturity level showed by their readiness to perform in a particular situation. Readiness depends on how capable and willing or confident supporters are to perform assigned tasks. According to this model, there are 4 possible leadership styles that can be applied by combining relationship-oriented and task-oriented behaviors in different levels. These styles are delegating, participating, selling, and telling as explained in the figure. As indicated in the Riady case, he failed to comprehend the maturity of the United States markets and their followers. As a result, he admitted to making lots of mistakes, such as combining business with politics, which leads to a large loss. However, he has learned from this mistake, and after his return to Indonesia, he knew where to look to adapt his style to enhance his leadership performance. The third contingency approach is the House's path goal theory. This theory suggests that an effective leader gives tasks that, when achieved, followers accomplish personal goals as well as task-related goals. There are 4 leadership styles that can be used in this theory. Directive, which means giving directions on what and how to do a task to followers. Supportive, which is being friendly and concerning more for the well-being of subordinates. Achievement-oriented, setting challenging goals with continuous performance improvement. Participatory, involving followers in decision-making. This case demonstrated that Riady applied such a theory as he ensures when allocating tasks that followers accomplish personal goals as well as task-related goals. For instance, he used supportive leadership because he displays great concern for his subordinates and the Indonesian community.
What sort of power and influence does James Riady possess? From the case, it is clear that James Riady possesses a field of power including legitimate, coercive, reward power, and reference power. Legitimate power is also known as positional power, and it derives from the position a person holds in an organization. Other people will comply with the requests this individual makes, whether they like it, agree with the request or not. For example, Steve Jobs had enjoyed the legitimate power as the CEO of Apple, as he could set deadlines and employees complied even though they think the deadline was overly ambitious. Likewise, James is the son of Lippo Group founder, currently holds a position of group deputy chairman, he has a great authority in various areas such as resource allocation and making strategic decisions. Therefore, it is clearly that James possesses legitimate power. Coercive power is derived from a person's ability to influence others via threats, punishments, and sanctions. Therefore, it is the person's ability to punish, to fire another employee. For example, Steve Jobs has been known to use coercion by yelling at the employees, threatening to fire them. John Rockefeller was ruthless when running Standard Oil Company. He was not only undercut his competitors through pricing, but he used his coercive power to get vendors to refuse transport his competitor product. In the case of James Riady, although he is known to be warm, inspiring, engaging, but many people portray him as unforgiving to those who challenge him or cast doubt on his moral standards. It is clearly that he uses coercive power to maintain his position in the company. Real power arises from the ability of a person to influence the allocation of incentive in an organization, and it usually accompanies legitimate power. It is a useful tool of management to motivate staff to get the best out of them and to increase their productivity. There is an example of reward power come from Bill Gross, founder of IDLF. He created his company with the idea of launching another new companies, as soon as they developed viable ideas. If the member would convince him that their idea was viable, he gave the company a maximum of $250 in seed money and gave the management team and employees a 30% stake in company and the CEO 10% of the company. In that way, everyone has a stake in the company, and that motivates everyone to work for the company to make the company become more successful. When one of the company's citizens went public, all employees benefited from 270 million valuation. In the case of James Riady in Lippo Group, he was not only able to influence benefit allocation within the group given his position in the organization, but also affect greatly to the surrounding community via his family charity funding. Reference power comes from the personal characteristic of the person, such as a degree to which we like, respect, and want to be like them. Reference power is often called charisma, the ability to attract others, win their admiration, hold them spellbound. It is noticeable that all US presidents have possessed power as they have been successfully persuaded more people to vote for them instead of their opponent. In the case of James Riady, he is viewed by others as a charismatic and warm person. He was successful, be able to influence his idea to many other people, and that is the reason why he gained so many achievements for himself as well for Lippo Group.
Would you describe James Riady as more of a transactional or transformational leader? To understand whether James Riady is a transformational leader or he is a transactional leader, the concept of these two styles of leadership must be clarified. First, the transactional leadership is about an expectation in what are the things that people need to do in order to achieve their tasks. This means that if the workers completed their tasks, they can receive an award such as wages, bonus, and also awards punishment because the needs of the leaders are fulfilled. Most of transactional leaders tend to not get involved with the workers unless there is a mistake, and this style of leadership is not related to motivating employees or facilitate employees in the organization. In general, transactional leaders will tell employees what they want, and employees must follow the steps to accomplish their tasks and gain rewards, so it is more likely to relate with organizational outcomes. In contrast, the term transformational leader can be defined as the ability to inspire and develop people as resources and move them to a higher state of existence, transforming them in the process. In other words, transformational leadership is a type of behavior that inspires and transforms people in order to encourage them to perform better. A leader who is a transformational leader mostly possesses 6 types of characteristics, which are having ideas and vision, be charismatic to others, be symbolic, creating capacity in self and others, creating problem awareness, and being honest and credible. From these concepts of the term transformational leader and transactional leader, it can be said that James Riady is a transformational leader. His actions and activities relate to transformational leadership style because those actions, especially in developing and sponsoring education, which are the actions that motivate and encourage people to seek to obtain more knowledge and skills in order to improve their performances, which can provide benefits for the country. With the National Building Project and consideration in social welfare, it will provide an opportunity for many workers in Indonesia to improve their capabilities to work because they have better working conditions in the workplace. This indicates that James Riady has the main characteristic in transformational leader. First, he has a vision characteristic in which he has a vision in developing and promoting education to enhance people's capabilities. He also has charisma and symbolic characteristic as he became a role model for many people, and James Riady clearly has an empowerment characteristic in which he is concerned in developing and removing obstacles by building schools and other facilities for Indonesian society.
Another area of leadership characteristic that relates to James Riady is emotional intelligence. Research found that if a person is a transformational leader, it means that a person will possess the skill in emotional intelligence. From all of James Riady's actions and activities, it can indicate that he also possesses the emotional intelligence skill in terms of understanding his own emotions and its impact, understanding emotion of others, self-motivation, and building relationship with others. Another example of a transformational leader is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is an American businessman, investor, and philanthropist who is recognized as one of the richest men in the world. Warren Buffett is a transformational leader because of various reasons. The first reason is that he has charisma as he is a role model for many influential people such as Bill Gates, Barack Obama, Mark Zuckerberg. They all admire Warren Buffett's business style and strategies. The second reason is that he acts as a coach and advisor to his employer and employees. The third reason is that he always moves with a clear vision, mission, and goal. And the last reason is that he has high value of integrity and honesty. Most importantly, Warren Buffett also has great motivating skill. He keeps on motivating his employee to work superior. In 2007, when every company was throwing its employee out due to recession, Warren Buffett took risk and didn't do the same and keep on motivating his employee to work best of best, and that was the reason in 2011, his company has been able to fair 150% return out of all investment. His behaviors and characteristics relate to transformational leader, and it is the reason why he became one of the most successful businessmen in the world.
Riady used Fidelar's contingency model when he changed location from USA to Indonesia. He did that because he failed to comprehend the maturity of the United States market and their followers, which demonstrates using Hersey-Blanchard situation leadership. For the house path goal theory, he used supportive leadership because he displays great concern for his subordinates and the Indonesian community. As the deputy chairman of Lipo Group, James clearly possesses legitimate, cohesive, reward, and reference power as discussed. Although these powers assist him in many ways in driving the company forward, it will be his disadvantage if he abuses these powers for personal benefits. Therefore, the most challenging job for leaders is to maintain their power positions. Moreover, James Riady is a transformational leader with the skills of emotional intelligence that makes him become an effective leader who contributed many things to improve Indonesian society. Therefore, if you want to become a successful leader, you have to learn from such story of successful leader. Thank you.